Okay, so the inspiration behind this is kind of weird, so you're gonna have to just hear me out for a second. I've been playing this game recently called Cozy Cleaner, and in it, you just clean up a bunch of messes that were made by cats. This is a screenshot from one of the levels, and you can see that it's just a huge mess. There's like stuff and dirt everywhere, and you just clean it. That's the whole game. You just clean up the mess. But a bunch of the levels have these really cool lofted, split level spaces, and it was really inspiring me to try and do something similar in The Sims. I do not intend for ours to be a mess. I want it to be nice. It's just like the shape that was inspirational to me. I've got a couple of other slightly nicer inspo photos to try and redeem myself. Something kind of like this loft. I like the brick and the big windows and the colorful furniture. I thought this one was really pretty, and I liked how small and cozy it was in here. And I thought the ceiling of this one was really cool with like the fairy lights and the ductwork. So the source of this idea may be a little bit weird, but I think the actual vision is nice. And I want to try and build it here in Nordhoven. I thought we could try and have like a sort of old factory style building, and I'm gonna try to keep this reasonably priced. We'll see how that goes. I don't want to like put any real restrictions on myself, but I'm gonna try to be reasonable. So in terms of shape, oh my gosh, that's already like so much bigger than it needs to be. Oh, wait a minute. We could do it with tall wall height. I was gonna put an actual second floor, but if we did it with tall wall height, it actually might save us a bunch of money. We just can't use the underside of this because I'd have to put platforms, because we could have like the bedroom lofted this way, but then we can't have like the kitchen under it. Nah, it's not worth it. That's not my vision. My vision is to have the kitchen underneath that building. I think it should also be like kind of long and skinny. I feel like that has some kind of interesting potential. I wonder if we could get a weird like little extra bit kind of added in like that. Yeah, and we could have the front door over here. I don't know how this is gonna end up being a starter home. No, it's gonna be fine. I'm not worried. It's gonna be totally fine. Maybe we could have the lofted part be really, really small, like only that much space or something. Oh, that's a little weird. Okay, something like that. Because then that could be the bedroom and this can be the living space. I believe in my heart that I can pull this off. I think that we can do it. I think this should be the bathroom right there. So we can have a light in the bathroom. I'm probably gonna get a couple of lights over there, maybe one here, and then a couple upstairs somehow. That's actually decently bright. I think this is gonna be fine. Well, you know what else is we could even maybe shrink this a little bit. I think if it was skinnier, that might not even be bad. And that kind of, maybe that fits with the style of that one reference photo where it was kind of a skinny room. I kind of like it being like this because I like that there's 3 tiles around all the sides of it. I know that's maybe a little silly, but it is inspiring to me. Maybe I can make this part smaller. This is gonna have to be a little bit different, I guess, anyway. Nah, I liked it better bigger. Okay, sorry. So I will use a different fence, don't worry. Maybe I should pick that right now. I bet we could stick to a lot of things from Businesses and Hobbies too, because there's some really nice fences. Although well, maybe I kind of want to have like something a bit more. Like slightly more metal. How does that fence look? It's cheaper. I don't really want to get myself stuck to that. I always liked this one. That's from Get to Work, but it's really expensive, like way too expensive. This werewolves one is pretty cheap, but it's also kind of rusty, so I don't know if that's weird or not. Okay, so I would consider using like this staircase. Does werewolves, please tell me? Okay, good. I was gonna be like, please tell me they have a stair railing. You never know with this game. Like sometimes it just does not want to help. I think maybe I would like the Businesses and Hobbies one better. It is technically more expensive, but it's similar, and then it's like less packs. You know, I probably won't use anything from werewolves, so I gotta pick what kind of brick we want. I've always liked this one. This one's from Get Famous, but then there's also one from Businesses and Hobbies that I really like. It's just a lot smaller, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I kind of like the tone of that too. Do you think that we should do brick? I feel like in a lot of the pictures, so many of the walls are brick. It's like almost all of them. Maybe we could have most of our walls be brick and then we have a couple of accent walls, because I think that would be kind of nice. Do we want to fill that in? Maybe I will fill that in and then we can get a big archway or something. That's even more money. This is not going to be a starter home. I have no idea what I was talking about when I said that. That was like wishful thinking to the max. I do like that actually. I think that's cool. I've been on a real stamped concrete from Businesses and Hobbies kick recently. I just think it looks so good, but I don't know if that's worth it for us to put everywhere. I do think it looks looks really nice. Maybe we could do that and then have like wood upstairs. That's probably too light of a wood color. I feel like it needs to have a little bit more contrast with the brick. Oh, well, maybe actually I do like that. I don't know. Could we get wood stairs too? Oh, that's a lot better. Okay, so this will be the bedroom. I have these new things. These are from the free rewards that they were putting on the marketplace, which I try not to talk about or promote because I'm not a big fan of the marketplace, but these were free and I haven't used them yet. How much do they cost? Oh, 1,200. Well, doesn't mean we can't use it, but that is a little bit pricey. I like the color of that bed. And this is a fancy single bed. It's interesting how it's bigger than a single tile. It's like a little bit outside of the frame of the single tile. So when you put it up against the wall, you can see it's kind of clipping. See, it's like much bigger than the normal single beds. I do like that a lot. I'm recording this, by the way, way before I'm posting it. So if it sounds like I'm talking about something being new and you're like, that was weeks ago, it's new for me. It was weeks ago for you. For that, I apologize. I'm out of town when you're seeing this video. I'm visiting Dan's family in England, so I'm pre-recording a lot so that I can still post videos when I'm gone, but saying these things does kind of date them a little bit. How many of these windows do you think we can put in here? I kind of want to have them be like this. And then I think I want to raise them up so they look like they're all one big panel. If I go back to Mosquito, do you think I could put in some of the open windows? Or even just like 1 or 2 of the open windows? I kind of like how that looks, to not have all of them open, but to have some. We can move the bed somewhere else. Maybe I'll put the bed like over there and we can have a dresser on this wall. I think I like that. I think also once we have brick on the outside, it's gonna look a little bit better. Now we need to discuss where the other windows can go. Maybe we put a couple on this side. I kind of want to limit the windows that we're using just a little bit. Like I think that might be a good amount of windows and we could just leave it there. Maybe I should save. It looks darker inside now. Before it was really bright over here in this corner and now it is not. It's weird when you add windows, the game starts to look darker. It's kind of strange. Okay, businesses and hobbies. I think I'm gonna use this big door as the front door because it does match. I mean, the shade of black is like kind of not the exact same color, but you look at them from different angles, so hopefully it's okay. I might do like a little tiny set of windows right here because that's for the bathroom. Oh, we could also maybe even extend the bathroom a little bit into this because this is just entryway. Like, it's not really an important section of the building. And then I thought we'd have the living room here kind of oriented towards that wall. We do have sofas that were one of those free items too, but I'm not sure about the sofa. I feel like it's a little bit too cozy looking. I want it to be a little funkier. This looks like sofa in your family home. I want it to be like a statement piece sofa. Even like something like this leather one. That's from John Lothario's kit, which probably shouldn't use, but that is a nice color. Okay, hear me out. This is unhinged. I probably shouldn't do that, but wouldn't it be kind of fun? Like, zebra print sofa. I think that's the sort of funky vibes that I'm going for in this place anyway. Okay, I'm gonna put the kitchen all along the back wall. We're gonna have to cheat for money really soon. I think maybe this color could work because we can get like a fun tile accent maybe. I'm picturing kitchen and an island kind of like this, and then we'll have a nice dining table in the center. Okay, what about like that color tile? Or should we go for more of like a pink? I guess it kind of depends what other rugs we want to use, because maybe I could pick the rug for this dining table and then we can base it on that. I think maybe this rug needs to be a solid color, you know, kind of just thinking about how it's a little bit busy already with everything else in here. I think maybe that's too bright. Do you think I could use that dark green? I mean, like blues and greens and like various shades of them would probably look cool if we mixed all of that together. It's just not as colorful as I had hoped, but we can get other things that are accent colors. I think there probably needs to be a wooden table because that breaks up all of the black and the dark colors. And maybe the dining chair has a fun pop of color. Like, what about yellow? I think maybe that's too yellow and that's too red. I kind of want to have one that's not solidly painted. I think I want it to have some color and some wood, like one of these ones that has cushions. Of course, that's like the same color as the sofa. That's not what I wanted. That one adds in some orange. That might actually work because it kind of is like a similar shade to the wood color. So it like fits in the color family. I'm gonna try to put this plant on the table too because I like how vibrant that is. I mean, the problem with this plant is I think it means they can't use those 4 chairs because it's in the way, but I like having a large plant. I think it looks really nice. Oh, and suddenly we're out of money. Life comes at you fast. Let me cheat for some more money. Maybe I'll even, honestly, forget the budget. Let's just have whatever we want. You know, and the orangey color, it's kind of like a coppery tone, but that color kind of matches what we're putting in here too. I'm gonna get a nice big cabinet on that side. Maybe I want to have something a little bit fancier. Like maybe on either side of the stove, we could have those and we just get like a regular cabinet above the fridge. Since we're cheating for money, we might as well give ourselves like a fancy stand mixer and stuff too. Use whatever, why not? Should I put a dishwasher? Oh, they don't fit in those, do they? Never mind, they don't get a dishwasher. I was thinking about putting this range hood. I always liked how this one feels a little bit more industrial looking to me, but I don't know if that's a weird one to use. My favorite one is the career unlock one. This one. I don't know if that matches. I guess it's a similar enough color. It's not the same though. These are called Lamp of Loyalty. I might put a couple of those. I mean, that color is off. I wonder if we can make it a bit more of the green tone, because then it looks like the sofa. I feel like that's kind of nice. I think also I want to have bar stools. Maybe they're just wooden. That's not quite the right color, but that's okay. I don't think it needs to be exactly correct. I think that painting kind of brings the colors together how we want them to. Oh, we could probably put a cool record player as well. I bet that would work really well underneath the stairs. I haven't used this in a long time. I'm not sure if I like it or not. I think I actually do like that a lot. Just don't want it to be clipping, but that should be okay. I feel like that kind of fits the vibes of what I'm going for anyway. I think that could be an interesting piece of art. I kind of like how I mean, I sized it up, but I kind of like how it fills that whole space. And I like that it's kind of simplistic. Well, since we're spending so much money, why not just a little bit more, you know? Let's get a really expensive TV. That's like exactly the same color, but I don't really like, I don't know, there's something about it over here that doesn't really feel like it works as well. But maybe I'm just imagining that. Do you think I could block part of the archway with a chair? I want to get a really big plant. Unfortunately, this plant does not actually have that much greenery on it. Does that fit? Oh yeah, it's not even well, it's clipping out the window a tiny bit. It's so hard to get this to be rotated in a way that's not in the way, because it's kind of a weird shape. That's clipping. But I don't really want to put it like so far forward. Maybe it needs to be over here. Oh, you know what? I think that's actually really cool how it's kind of going through the archway a little bit. Isn't that interesting? All right, let's try that. I'm kind of curious to try something new. I think I might want to put a couple of these little ottomans instead of having the chair, because I like how these are a bit, well, I was going to call them random, but that's not really right. I just like how they're a little bit more colorful and I can put in more than one of them. And then we can use some kind of city living art up high. I think that brings in the colors we want anyway. These are the magazines from Dawn's kit. So I think oh, these are in a terrible place. I think I will put them in here. I keep trying to put them correct and like failing. Okay, I think I'll put the magazines like that. I feel like maybe we could get some kind of wall light on top of the door. I don't really know which one. I tried this, but I didn't like the scale of it. Oh, that might work. Okay, I kind of like that. And I think it adds a little bit of extra brightness into this area, which it kind of needs. Can I paint the walls orange? Or is that like way too much? That's kind of like a red, which might also be too much. Yeah, no, I think we need to have it be more of like a, I don't want yellow, or I don't really want beige. I would consider yellow. I wish I had like an in-between, a yellowy orange that isn't, that's like a bright yellow. It's true orange. That's kind of an ugly color. It's kind of like putrid. You know? Oh my, that's no good either. Oh no. I don't really know what to use. What about a wallpaper? It has to be one that tiles evenly though, because it needs to go up the back wall too. I don't think those work. I do kind of love the idea of like one of these mosquito ones, but I don't think that looks good specifically with the rug. I wonder if that would work in one of the other rooms. Like if I were to use that as an accent wall in this little front bit, that actually could be okay. Oh, what about like a paneling? I wonder if that would be better. Businesses and hobbies, we have like the same wood color that we're using. That might bring it back. That might be what it needs. I was thinking about putting, that's not quite the right color. It's a little bit too light, but I was thinking about putting a desk in here. It's kind of a shame because this is like the entryway, but also this could make for a nice office room because it's separate, it's private. I think I'll use the city living computer. And then I kind of want to have like a slightly funkier desk chair, but I don't really know what I mean by that. I think I just wanted to have a color. That's a light blue, but that's okay. We can also definitely put a more interesting rug. If you size this rug up, no, never mind. Keep it how it was. The way I was instantly like, actually, I did not mean that. Instantly, that was a mistake, sorry. That's kind of a cool piece of art. I could see those working together. So they have their desk. I think we want to have, and I still gotta pick the wallpaper, but I think I want to have some kind of entryway table or like something in this area. I still can't believe I said starter home. That is like the most ridiculous, unhinged thing I've ever said. And like to go from me being like, yeah, I think we'll try and keep it like starter budget, to then all of a sudden I'm putting the most expensive TV in the game. Or I guess it's only one of the most expensive TVs in the game. It's not the most expensive. But what a leap. What was I thinking? I have now decided that we're actually gonna have some built-in bookshelves in here. I'm gonna do them like that, and I will put a window on the side like that. I think that'll be cool from the outside anyway. Okay, I made this wall have the cool black accent. I think that kind of works, but I think the other walls should be painted. I am using quite a bit of yellow in here, so no, let's go darker. I think this is better. I'm also gonna put, I think, 2 lights in here. Okay, I put like a little table and a doormat, and then I think I might just put a couple of shoes by the door, because I feel like that kind of makes it look like it's actually an entryway. Oh, we should do a more interesting ceiling light probably too. Which one? Maybe this one? Yeah, even that color is good because it has the gold. Oh, we should put the burglar alarm, because we can just put that on this wall, and then it's right by the only door that they can come in from. I think I'm gonna continue the flooring throughout the whole place. I think it needs that, but I am gonna put the sleek bathroom kit in. I'm already using it, so we might as well use it more. But I was just thinking like we could have a sunken shower. There will unfortunately not be a bathtub in this house, but I feel like that's okay. Well, maybe we could fit one. It kind of just depends how big of a sink. No, we shouldn't try and fit one. It's actually not worth it. I think I would actually rather have 2 sinks than try to have a tub in here, because that looks so fancy and modern. It's like really cool. Okay, that's good actually. So there's the bathroom. I think the whole downstairs is done. We just got to do the upstairs now, which honestly is not that much. It's really small. I think I'd like to try and do a patterned wallpaper up here where we have more space. I've always been really intrigued by that one, but I almost feel like it's not chaotic enough. I think maybe that is more suited to the style of the house. Let me give them their dresser. I think maybe I'll use this cool Get Famous one. Should I still put a mirror above it? What? I used the businesses and hobbies mirror downstairs. I wonder, this is gonna be really high up if it fits. Yeah, that's too much. It needs to be a smaller one. I kind of hate to do it because that's actually Adventure Awaits, and I have not used Adventure Awaits yet up here, but I kind of want to. I also think maybe I want this wall to be more interesting, or like darker, just something else. No, I've been looking at a few other paneling options. I feel like if we had a painted one, it would be okay. What kind of colors does this come in? I think that's too bright, and that's too plain. Well, that brings in the black and white from the zebra. So in that sense, like maybe it's cool. I guess there's maybe also potential for just another really bold looking rug. That one's kind of like zebra print, but in a different font. I do feel like if I did this rug, I should not use this wallpaper, but it might be kind of a cool rug to pick. It's definitely one that I wouldn't normally go for. So in that sense, it's kind of exciting. I just don't really like this wooden wall because I don't like how it's so samey with the floor up here. And it doesn't have any colors, like it's not painted at all. Okay, I'm kind of thinking let's pick some artwork and then draw from that for the wallpaper. I mean, we could even use like the dark gray that I put downstairs because that would look good. Ooh, that lamp is kind of cool. I think I will put an additional bookshelf upstairs. This one always kind of has like a weird color to it, but I think that with the white accents is nice. And then maybe they need to have another chair or like a poof or just something up here. Oh, what about the keyboard? That would be fun. And then it's a skill item, so it gives your Sims more things to do. Okay, I think we should go through and put a handful of extra things from the industrial loft kit in. I kind of like how that has yellow, because it looks like the yellow on this. Okay, I'm changing my mind about the burglar alarm because it doesn't really fit many places. It could go there. I think that helps to have that thingy right there. And then also from the industrial loft kit, I wanted to get some of the ceiling ones. I might also change this plan out because I don't really like how it's looking. Oh, should I have used? No, never mind. I was gonna say, what about this sofa? But I don't like how the blanket, I think, actually detracts from our zebra rug. Believe it or not, those are the same color. Not that you could tell because they look completely different, but they are in fact the same color. Is that weird or is it cool? I mean, it's probably a mix of both. I think we should stick with it though. I like it. All right, now we have to figure out the rest of the exterior because I have not been doing that. I'm not feeling the most inspired by this, but I've done this before where I use like this exact black paneling and I put it as like the accent color on one of these little industrial looking buildings. Like and of course I did that color scheme for the outside before because I didn't like anything else, but it does just kind of give me a little bit of pause about doing it again. What do you think about having a nice little angled roof? That's the max slope. We could have metal on it and it would match. I kind of like how that has an accent of the brown too. Okay, I filled in the whole exterior with some concrete. I'm trying to decide how I want to go about this because there is a part of me that's like, what if we had all of that be grass? But then of course that does not look good with the front door being where it is. But the front door could be moved. Like we could have the front door be on the front. Let me just think about this for a second. Maybe I will not have a doormat anymore if I'm gonna do that. Let's see, how does that look on the inside? Actually, I mean, before I was saying I preferred the door on the side because it isn't the same color as these windows, but I think I actually might like it like this, especially if it means we can have more landscaping because I think that that's necessary. Okay, I mean, I'll have to see about that part. I don't know if I like it or not. I'm not sure if I like the color scheme either. bb.show hidden objects, show live edit objects. Okay. Oh, now that I'm thinking about it, does this bed come in the right color scheme by any chance? Oh, not really. I was gonna see if maybe that would work better because then it's not like gone like that bed is. But I also think it's nice to test out the free bed, so I'll stick to it. I really, really like this set of debug bushes. It's like one of my favorite bits of landscaping in the whole game. Okay, so in terms of trees, I think that maybe something kind of big and kind of bushy would be good in like this little corner of the house. That one is from Cats and Dogs, which I don't know if that actually makes that much sense, but I feel like from this angle it looks cool. But then again, they're using a bunch of trees like this, so maybe I should look at those kind of trees. I can't remember if Businesses and Hobbies Debug has actual big trees or if they're mostly just like small decorative ones. Like this kind of thing is a bit too wide. So is that one. That won't do. Oh, they do have this same tree. Okay, this is the one that they're using around the environment. When I can, I do kind of prefer to use the same trees as they have around because I think it matches a bit better. It like makes it look like the house belongs, you know? I was trying to put trees in tree cages, but I just lost the tree cage that I was looking at. I had it somewhere and then oh, here it is. And then I scrolled away. Do these trees even fit in the tree cages? Yes, they do. Okay. I was worried that the base of it would be too thick, but it seems like it's all right. Is that too samey? Maybe I'll get rid of this one in the back corner over there. Okay, I put these pretty flowers down. Those are from Outdoor Retreat, but I think they look pretty nice when they're layered together like that. I'm putting this little tree in this corner just for like something else. And then I'm gonna get a couple of small bushes down in places where they will fit. Maybe not there. I think actually some of this I might leave as grass instead of filling everything in because I think it would be kind of nice to have some extra greenery, kind of like what we have in the front over here. Oh, don't do that. Go away. I just think it looks nice to have some plants around, even if they don't have an actual yard or anything. Okay, I am gonna put a dumpster instead of a regular trash can because I just love the idea of having a dumpster out here, to be honest with you. I think that's so fun. And then the only thing I'm missing is a thermostat and a new plant upstairs. Well, I guess I don't have a fire alarm either. Oh, a thermometer. I don't think I realized we had one of those. Maybe I'll put the thermostat in the kitchen, like on that wall. I'm gonna brave it. They can have a fire alarm. Maybe I'll even give them a fire system, like one of these. I never do that. There we go. Okay, how much does our starter home cost? $52,000. Oh my god. Hey, listen, it's just way more than double the original budget. That's fine. And it's 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. There's no excuse for it to cost that much money. Well, I had fun though, so hopefully you did too. Hopefully. Oh, I forgot about something. I wanted to have another pot, like an outdoor flower pot right here. There we go. I just wanted to have some more color. I'm gonna call it a renovated factory loft, and then I'll put it on the gallery in case you want to use it. And thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed the video. As soon as it's uploaded, I'm gonna do my outro. It's just taking a second. Okay, cool. What if the game crashes? I didn't save since like the very beginning. There we go. We're fine. All right. Well, bye everybody. Well, now I feel like I owe you a budget build. I feel like I owe you a budget version of something like this. I won't build the same thing again, but I feel like I should do a starter home loft, just a different kind of loft because I fumbled that plan today.